All right. In the Jodi Arias case, something interesting, we've kind of picked apart this trial as it's gone on, and we saw something interesting during the testimony yesterday. A lot of rapid fire back and forth between the prosecuting attorney and Jodi Arias.
Here's an example, watch.
You were living with Mr. Alexander?
No.
You were living elsewhere, weren't you?
Yes.
You were living in another place, right?
Yes.
Where you were paying rent, right?
No.
You weren't paying any rent at all?
Not with Rachel.
So now let's see if we could see it in the bottom left corner of your screen. Not right now, but normally you would see a man. It's not going to be in this video, is it? There it is, right there. Oh, it's on this monitor, but not on that monitor.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
why is that?
That's interesting.
Oh, it's being covered up by the bottle of tequila.
There we go.
In the corner of your screen, you can see the court reporter. Now, that court reporter is the only person during a trial who could stop the proceedings and say, we need to redo that because I didn't quite get it done.
Exactly.
It's a machine that has symbols in it, and
It's so interesting and fascinating,
yeah.
and you wonder, you have to be so highly skilled to be able to keep up with that and listen so closely. So it got, us talking in the newsroom. How difficult is it to type in that transcript during these rapid fires that go back and forth during a heated trial like this?
So Celeste Rodriguez is talking to a court reporter about this and the training it takes to become a court reporter. Celeste?
The Jodi Arias trial has really captivated the country. Folks are watching every day, all through the defense as they were questioning Jodi, and now through the prosecution. But one area that we have not really talked much about is that court reporter. You see him in a lot of the videos. What's going through his mind? How's he doing? How's he keeping up with the rapid fire exchange between the prosecution and Jodi Arias, like in yesterday's testimony, for example? We have Marty Herder here to kind of explain this for us. Marty, tell us what happens in those rapid fire exchanges between the prosecution and Jodi Arias.
Well, actually, the court reporter is trained for exactly this seemingly impossible situation, like a pilot for an emergency landing. Court reporters are trained to take down verbatim testimony at 225 words a minute at 99% accuracy, flawless, and they're doing it all in real time with a live feed to the judge, like closed captioning. In addition to that, simultaneously, we have to understand dialects, accents, and incorporate our other studies like law, anatomy, and other scientific studies.
And when I asked, I said, is there ever a chance where they miss a word or miss one word, have to go back? And your answer was?
Well, if it's said in the room and you can hear it, it's recorded. There's just no time to fail. The court is depending on us. The parties are depending on us. We have a duty to the public. The attorneys are depending on us. There's no backup quarterback. There's no mulligans. There's no assistant to prop us up. You simply have to get it.
Yeah, very important part of everything that goes on there in the courtroom. What's going through a court reporter's mind as all of this is happening? That was the one I was watching the court reporter yesterday through the back and forth yesterday.
You actually blank out everything. All other external stresses, you just get rid of them and you concentrate on sounds. We hear sounds, we hear phonetic sounds, and we write them down over and over. As they come in, we upload them, we process them, and we convert them to another language, the language of shorthand. And we consistently process that and stroke them out, tens of thousands of strokes per hour, 60 seconds of every minute, 60 minutes of every hour.
And that helps you keep up. The shorthand helps you keep up in those rapid fire exchanges.
Absolutely. Be impossible otherwise, because sometimes we might be trailing 4 or 5 sentences behind, but we've retained all those 4 or 5 sentences. We wait for a breath, a pause, and that's when we catch up and we write it down verbatim.
And real quick, I just want to explain this real quick before we send it back to the studio, but this is kind of the machine that they're on, and it definitely looks foreign probably to a lot of people.
It is, and it's a real gift to know that on this side are beginning sounds, the SK, the Ds, and on this are finals, and the vowels are in the middle. And we stroke out, much like you would chords on a piano, phrases, and we compact phrases so we can keep up with you. So burden of proof is burp. It's a one-stroke deal.
So it's very technical at some point.
It is, and in addition to that, we're sworn officers of the court. We're impartial. unbiased. We can't be bought by big business. We can't even do anything that gives the appearance of impropriety.
Good. That's good for that, huh? That's a good thing there. Marty, I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you so much. All right, guys, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right. Now,
That
I
is
would,
fascinating.
yes, I would like to know how much money they make. I hear they
Yeah.
make a lot of money.
Well, they should be
A lot of them are
compensated well.
freelancers, you know, and they.
I mean, look what they have to do. I
Yeah.
hope that, you know, I would
Now,
imagine
my
they
wife
get
Ruth
paid well.
used to be very good at the ancient art of shorthand.
Yeah, no
no
one
one does that
anymore at
anymore. Yeah.
all. Yeah.
She used to
That's
be
a
able to
lost
do
art.
that really well.
Really?
Yeah.
So she could have done this.
Well, this is different. I think this is different.
Shorthand, but it's all done
on
through
this
this machine now.
machine,
Yeah.
All right, 2 more interesting notes. Did you know that Charles Dickens was a court reporter?
Oh.
Yeah, every trial started with, it was the best of times.
It was the worst of times.
Also,
Then he finally had to use it.
also, the center space bar on the modern typewriter keyboard was invented by a Tucson court reporter in 1893.
That's interesting.
Yeah.